whether it has any effect on the respiratory function of the workers. So the effect of the dust level inside the factory. All right, now moving along, the next slide will be our variables. Now, these are what we're going to be considering to be able to help us know the effect of the dust level in the factory where they work. How conducive is that environment for workers? We want to know the effect on their health. Now, we need to take note of these variables. Their ID number, because the worker needs to have an ID number. That's identification number. Then we also have to know about their height, age, if they smoke or not. You know, you have people that they do such jobs. Some of them are smokers. Some of them are they drink. They are drinkers. All right. So then we also have to take note of their gender, male or female, expiratory test. Okay. Now, expiratory test is more like we want to know how their expiratory organ is functioning. For example, here the first test they're gonna do on them is forced expiratory volume. In other words, how much air a person exhale during forced breath. For example, what this means that you tell they have to do a test on them, like they breathe in, out, to know how to know the amount of air the person is able to take in and take out, all right, because of the nature of work they do. So you do the first test, FEV1, FEV2, FEV3. It can be up to 10, depends on what we want to achieve with that. Then the second test is forced vital capacity, FVC, the total amount of air exhaled during the FEV test. So you put together the summation of FEV1, FEV2, FEV3, it will give you the forced vital capacity. Okay, now the purpose of this is just because of the nature of work that these people will do, and because of our case study. If you're trying to, if it's another type of case study, we don't have to do that, of course. No, this is for these people that work in a metal factory. Then we also want to know if they have any lung diseases like asthma, bronchitis. So this also has to be part of it. We need to know if these workers have any lung issues. All right, we need to put it into our data analysis. All right, these are the variables we're going to be working with. So now I want to know if you are following. Please just send me a chat to let me know if you're following. I would like to know if you can still hear me and you're following. All right. I would like to know, please. Just go ahead and give me a chat. I would like to know if you are still with me on this matter. Okay, thank you, Mr. Shegun Paloma. Thank you so much. All right, now next. Okay, Mr. Ralph. Okay, you're back. Thank you, you're back. All right, thank you. All right, now, so we are going to also look at, we're done with the variables. Now, scale, SPSS scale of measurement. This is also very, very important. Okay, we need to understand SPSS has just two major scales of measurement. Two, nominal variable and ordinal variable. Nominal variable, also known as categorical variable, all right? It's a categorical variable. For example, you have odd, otter, ottest, 3 categories, okay? That is a nominal variable. So let's say if you're dealing with a case study that has to do with something that has to do with temperature measurements, okay? So we put this kind of variable into nominal variable, odd, otter, ottest. Now, the second one is ordinal variable. Things you can place in order, okay? Ordinal, things you can put in order. For example, first, second, third, okay? You can put it in order. Then maybe you have hottest to coldest, okay? Put them in order. So that's ordinal variable for you, all right? And note that nominal variable, you cannot add, you cannot multiply, you cannot divide such variables, okay? So these are just the two major skills of measurement that we have in SPSS. Okay, then the next one here is we're going to look at an example of how we need to set up a table. The table below lists the example of variables from the Foundry study. So we're going to set up the following variables into our data, into our SPSS. Let me show you the table. Now, this is the table we're going to set up. Okay, so this table, we're going to set it up into our into the SPSS interface. Look at, you see variable name. Please, I want to know if you can see the table clearly, please. If you can see the table clearly, just let me know. Send me a message if you can see the table clearly, please. Just please let me know if you can see the table we're working on, because we're going to be using this table now to set up to start our data analysis. We start with this table, please. And it's very important to know if you are seeing the table or you want me to magnify the screen so you can see it properly. Let me know, please, if you can. Okay, you can see the table. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, so now we're working with this table. So let's get back into our SPSS application. Okay, quickly, let me get into it now. Okay, yep, back. All right, now I'm back to the blank data set. Back to the blank data set. Now, we are going to go straight. Now, if we want to set up that table, we start from, because you need to start from the variable view first. That's how to start your analysis. You start from the variable view where you define your variables, where you create your variables, as it were. Okay? So you start from the variable view. Okay? The data view is for entering the data which you have created variables for inside your variable view. So you start from the variable view. So as a table, the first thing on the table is, if you remember, is ID number. So variable name. Like on that screen, we have variable name. We have description, variable label. Like I told you, I showed you just a while ago, variable label. Let me get back to that table again so you can be able to see what I'm talking about. Let me get back to that table. Quickly. Let me get back to that table. Okay. Okay, I'm back to the table now. Okay. I hope you're still there. I hope you're still with me. So I'm back to the table now. Oh, I'm back to the table. So now on the table, you have variable name as it is on, you're going to follow, there's a place for variable name on the SPSS interface. Variable name, you have variable type, you have description, variable label, missing data code. Okay, now let me explain this variable name. It is, if you notice, they are, you code those names. Okay, the names has to be coded. For example, ID number is going to be typed as ID number, not identification number, which is for description, variable label. You label your variable. Then you have a group. Then if you look at age, it says, okay, the group is exposure group. Exposure group means those that are exposed to dust or not inside the factory. Okay, the factory as our case study, we're looking at those that are exposed to dust inside that factory and those that are not exposed. Okay, so you have exposure group. Then age at assessment. How old was that person when the person was accessed? All right. So when you're typing age inside your variable name, then you now describe the age. Is it going to be before? Was it done before assessment or after assessment? You see age, but this one is age at assessment. That is what will be in your variable label inside the SPSS interface. We'll get to that shortly. Then sex, male or female. Then you have height, HT, height. Then asthma. Now the asthma there, or asthma, whatever, but whether asthma or asthma, but don't mind my pronunciation anyway. So asthma. Now we want to look at the variable label. Variable label says ever had asthma. In other words, does this person ever had asthma before or asthma? Okay, we want to know if the person has this particular lung disease or not. It's part of our data analysis. We want to know. Then the next one is B, bron, that is bronchitis. Does this person has a lung disease like bronchitis before now? We want to know. Then, like I mentioned, smoking status. We want to know if this person does smoke before or now. So it says SMK now. That variable name has to be, you see, it's coded. It's part of, because it's going to help you in data analysis. You need to code those variable names. Look at SMK now. That is for, do you smoke now? When you're asking the person, when it says, do you smoke now? Then you have smoke ever, SMK ever. Have you ever smoked? See, have you ever smoked? Okay, so then you now code it as SMK ever. Have you ever smoked? That is what it means. Then this one is cigarette number, CIGNO, number of cigarettes per day. Because these people, some of them, they work in such an harsh environment and they still smoke. Okay, so you want to know, what is this thing doing to their health? All right. Then here you have cigarettes, number of cigarettes taken. That's for number of years smoked. Okay, we want to know that too as well. All right. Let me see. I think somebody. Okay, no problem. Okay, you're back, Mr. Shegun. Thank you. Then missing data. I'm taking time to explain this table so that by the time we get into the SPSS proper, it will not be so new to you. Missing data code. Now, this column here, in case, for example, when we send out questionnaires, some people didn't respond to some of the options. They didn't fill it properly. So you can have missing data from your survey. So of course you have to code that too inside your SPSS. So missing data code, that's a table. I'll show you that on the SPSS also. So you have -88 for those that did not fill. You can code it with any number. You can put -99, -70, -2, 3, any number you want, just for you to, the one that you'll be able to remember easily. Then on this other side, you have value labels for each code. So here, look at for group, those exposed to dust, 1. You put it as 1, exposed to dust. You code it as 1. Not exposed to dust, you code it as 0. Now, why are we doing this? Why do we have to code 1, 0, 1, 2, and all of that, all these codes? It's just because for easy identification in your data, okay? For easy identification when you are analyzing your data. So it's better for you to have 0 and 1s, okay, in your analysis. It helps make it easy for analyzing data. So you just have, you know, that off and on, off and on, off and that's 1 and 0, okay? And then look at here, you see, male is, female is 0 and male is 1. Then now on the asthma, you have no. This is the person, is it, I've ever had asthma, it says no. 0 is for no, 1 is for yes, 2 don't know, okay? Then you have ever had bronchitis, you have 0 for no, 1 for yes, 2 don't know. Then do you smoke now? Do you smoke currently? Here you say 1, yes, 0, no. Now, have you ever smoked as someone, you have you ever smoked and you walk here, say 0 is, just a minute, please. Okay, it says 0 equals to, it says 0, no, 1, ex-smoker, used to smoke before. Then 2, current smoker. All right, now, so this is how to set up your table. So the difference between, what's the difference between variable label and value labels? Variable label, it further explains your variable name. Just like you have ID number, then you have, it means identification number, okay? Then what is value labels? Value label is you giving your variable, okay, your variable a code or a number, all right? So that it will be easy for you to analyze your data. All right, please, I hope this table is clear to us before I go and move further. Please, just let me know by giving me a message or chat before we go into the SPSS. I believe this table is clear to us. Okay, I want to know if this table is clear to us so we can go, we'll move further to the next thing. Any question on this table? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, now let's go straight to the next thing. Let's move. Now let's set up this table into our SPSS. So let's go to SPSS. Okay, so now, sorry, just a minute, please. I need to get back my screen share. Okay, just a minute, please. Let me get back to the SPSS screen. Okay. Okay, yeah, so let's, yeah. Okay, just a minute, please. Let me get to, Okay, I want to get back to my SPSS, but system is kind of a little bit lagging right now. But just give me some time, please. Let me get back to just a second. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, almost. All right. So please, I hope you can now. I'm back. Can you see my SPSS screen now? I'm back to the screen. Okay, please, if you can see, let me know. Please give me a chat. If you can see, okay, we shall understand better in prayers of impressors, opening the missing data is entered according to the. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ralph. Thank you. So I hope you can see. Please, can you see the SPSS screen now? Please let me know if you can see it before. Please let me know if you can see the SPSS screen. I'm back to the screen now. Can you see? Let me know if you can see the SPSS screen, please. If you can see the screen. Hello? Okay, you can see. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Raf. So now back to the, so on the first one, name. We'll start with that. So you're gonna code it with ID number, IDNO. All right. Now look at the next one. You know, I on the note on the Excel sheet I talked about, sorry, on the PowerPoint, variable. Thank you. All right, variable type, where I mentioned the types of variable like numeric, comma, dot, date, dollar, constant current, custom currency string. You know, I showed you this variable type on the PowerPoint just a while ago, if you remember. All right. So now how did I get to this variable type? All I did was just to click on, once you type in your ID number here, your variable here, then automatically SPSS generates the other columns for you. Look at immediately I type, let me wipe out this ID number and see what will happen. Just wait. Let me delete it. Let me delete this guy out of here. I want to, okay, let me get rid of this. No. I'm going to show you something quickly. Just a minute. So is it still not? Okay. Okay, let's just continue. I'll get back to this shortly. Okay, so now, like on our table, you have ID number. Okay, now SPSS brings out all of this for you to. Okay, no, it won't. No. Let me come. Okay, I got you. I got you now. So here, from here, once you click on, I got you. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you, bro. Okay, so from here now, thank you, Mr. Shegun. So from here, you just click on, here you can clear the O, just right click on this one here. It's kind of similar to what we have in Excel sheet. So you right click on this one here and then you clear out. So everything is gone right now. So then so what am I trying to explain is that once you put in a variable name here, let's say ID number again, ID number. So automatically we have, you see, SPSS gives you all of this. Okay, so the variable type is here. The width here is for the data view. Okay, then decimal places, variable label, values, the missing, if it's missing like we saw on the table, then columns, that's the size, then the alignment. Then now this is where you have the measure, the SPSS scale of measure, like I talked about earlier. You have ordinal, you have scale, ordinal, nominal. So it depends on what you're dealing with. If it's categorical, then it's going to be nominal. If it is an order, if it's an order, it's ordinal. Okay, then you have scale for measurement. So now let's go to, so the first one is ID number. So it's better for us to leave it as numeric. Okay, so numeric, and that's all. Then, okay, before we go, let's give it now variable label. So you type identification to further explain your variable name number. All right, so that's it for that one. Now the next one is what's the next one again? Group. All right, so we're dealing with group now. Those that are exposed to dust or not in the factory. So group, type group there. Then now group will be, now it's not going to be numeric because it's like yes or no. Okay, so you can put that as what? As a string variable. All right, then you click, you select string, and then you click on OK. Then next. Now here, you now explain, because the group, give it exposure group, all right? So as the label, so you have exposure group, okay, as a further. Then now we'll get back to this later on. We'll get back to this. So the next one, you see, automatically, the moment I put it as group, it became nominal. Can you see? Nominal, which is what? Categorical. So it's a category of those that are exposed to smoke and those that are not exposed. So it is a categorical variable. Can you see that? I hope you're following. Just let me know on the comments on the chat if you're following. Now the next one is age. So you type age here, age. Okay, so now age, of course, age has to be numeric. So it's numeric variable. Now here you type, now to further explain your variable name, you type age at assessment. That's what we need. It's the age at assessment. We want to know their age during the assessment. That's what we're dealing with. So yeah, so then here, okay, not there yet. Not, you know. Then you come to the, okay, this is, you can put this on scale. Okay, scale. Then the next one on the table is what next? You have sex as, okay, gender. So sex. So Then here you have for sex, it's going to be, of course, it's going to be string, the category of male and female, male or female. Then you have, you can leave that, you can leave the variable label, or you can type gender if you wish, or you leave it blank, okay? That's for that. Then the next one is, we're setting up the table now quickly. Heights. So heights can be HT for height, numeric. Okay, so you type height here. H, okay, height. All right. What next? And go to the next one. The next one is now the lung disease. So asthma is the first one. AST, asthma. So this one now is not going to be numeric, it has to be string. Yeah, so okay. Now here I want to know, does this person ever had, is this person an asthmatic patient or not? So, okay, asthma. So ever had, so you type here, ever had asthma, okay? So that's the variable label for that. So ever had asthma. Okay, please, I hope we are off. Please, I hope we are following. I would like to know if you're following. Please just give me a group chat. Give me a chat if you're following. Please let me know if you're following. Just give me a chat, please. If you're following in this hour, if it's all clear, the audio, the video is clear. Please let me know if you have pictures you can see clearly. Let me know. Thank you. So then the next one is bron, B-R-O-N, bronchitis. Is just give it bronchitis to let us, so bronchitis, of course, yes, has to be a string variable. We want to know if they have such disease in their system. So then you code it as ever had bronchitis. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ralph. Thank you, Mr. Ralph. Okay, following gradually. Why use height measurement from unknown? Okay, Mr. Shegun says, why use height? Measure parameter unknown. Okay, sorry, that's okay, sorry, that's a mistake from me. I'm supposed to put scale there. Okay, so I hope you're saying that, Mr. Shegun, I just corrected that. So now it's back to scale. It supposed to be scale of measurement. So scale for height. Then, okay, branches. So then on the table, still on the table now, we look at smoking status. We want to know if this person still smokes or not. So, or the person smokes now. So that will be SMK. That's the variable name. SMK, then now, just to identify now. So we want to, so you type there on the, do you smoke now? The variable label will now be, do you smoke now? Okay. So that also is what is going to be a string. those want to know those that smoke currently. Okay, so then the next one is have you ever smoked? That's SMK ever. That's the abbreviation for that. And that's also going to be a string variable. Yeah. Then here it says, have you ever smoked? Have you ever smoked? Okay. Then what else? Okay. Then we're almost there. Have you ever smoked? Okay, then number of cigarettes per day. That's the abbreviation. CIG number, that's the number of cigarettes per day. Then this one is numeric. Number of cigar. Number of cigarettes per day. Okay. Numeric scale. Then you have number of years smoked. That will now be CIGYRS. Then still numeric. Number of smoked. Okay. Okay. Now this is also scale. All right, so we are done with the table now. We are done with the table. So look at the table and you see that's exactly what we had on the PowerPoint. So we have the ID number. So we have taken down all these variables that we're going to be working with: the ID number, group, age, sex, height, asthmatic or not, bronchitis, as they're smoking now, currently smoking or not, ever smoked, number of cigarettes smoked per day, number of cigarettes per day, then number of years the person has been smoking. So that's for the table. Now, the next thing is we need to, hope this table is clear to us, right? Hope it's very clear. So the next thing is for me to save. Let me save, because we should know how to save. You just come to the file and then you save. Click on save as, and then it goes into your document. Then you have, you can say, you can call it metal factory analysis. Okay, and then save. So I just saved the work. All right, so I've saved it now. So now the next thing we're going to look into is on our okay, just a minute, please. All right, I'll do. Okay, Mr. Ralph says, okay, no problem. Yeah, the table will be, yeah, you have access to this once we are done with this webinar. Yeah, okay, yes, you can have the table. Now, let me do something on that table. All right, now, you know, I talked about these values here. Values on the table, there's a place for value labels for each code. Now, where we can assign ones and zeros to some of our variables. So this value, this is where you do that. Remember on that table, we said exposed to dust will be 1, not exposed to dust will be 0, female will be 0, male 1. If you remember on that table, I showed you that on the PowerPoint. So now let's get back to the values. Now here, this is value label. We're going to work on the value label. So when you click, if you look closely, you see, if you click on the first row on ID number. Okay, we're not working with ID number. Let's go to exposed to group. Yeah, I want to code exposed to group, exposed to dust or not exposed to dust. So you click on that row group, on the group row, exposure group. You see there's a small icon. Just okay. So you click on it and then it brings out this value labels. All right, now this is value labels. And we said we're going to give exposed to dust will be what? Exposed to dust will be 1. So you just put the value here, 1. Then the label will be what? Exposed to dust. Then you click on hard. Can you see that? So exposed to dust equals to 1. We have assigned 1 to exposed to dust. Then the one unexposed will be, you have value 0. Then here unexposed. Then you click on hard. Then once you're done, you see 0 equals to exposed, 1 is what? Sorry, 0 is unexposed, 1 is exposed. You can even add here, just you can say, okay, unexposed to dust. Then you click on change because I just added to dust. So you click on change, you see, unexposed to dust is 0, exposed to dust is 1. Then you click on OK. Okay. Now you see, we have just done that, exposed to dust. Then let's go to the next one is gender, that's sex. We want what? We want 1 for 0 for female, 0 for female. Then you click on hard. Then 1 for male, 1 for male. Then you click on hard as well. See, 0 for female, and then 1 for male. Then you click on OK. We've done that too. Value label for gender. Then the next one on our table is the lung disease. If they have asthma or bronchitis, which let's come to the row of asthma. Then here, here, the first one is on the table is do you ever had asthma? So 0 equals to, then you type no, that's for no asthma. Then 1 is for yes. This guy is asthmatic. Then don't know, but 2 means I don't know. Person would have answered I don't know. Don't know. Okay, that's 2. Then you had. Then you click on OK. All right, so that's for that. Then the next one is bronchitis. Same, we follow the same pattern. 0 for no bronchitis. Then 1 for yes. Click on hard. Then 2 for don't know, then had. And, okay, so that's for. Then we also have to do for this category of do you that smoking status, do you smoke now or that you smoke currently? If it is yes, yes will be 1. If it is no, it will be 0. So do you smoke currently? If it is 1, sorry, okay, that will be 0. 0 is yes, is no, sorry, no. Then 1 is yes. Okay. Then also have smoke. Have you ever smoked? Ever smoked? Have you ever smoked? So you have 0 for no, 0 for no, then 1 for yes. Then okay, I've smoked before. Then the last one will be, what's that gonna be now? Last one will be ex-smoker. Oh, let me change this. Let me remove this. That's the right. 0 for no. Then 1 for, say, ex-smoker. Used to smoke before, but I've stopped smoking. Then you have 2 current. Okay, I'm a current smoker. Current smoker. Okay, so that's it for the smoking status. Now let's now say we have missing value or missing data. So you put a code. This is for missing. This is missing column here. You can say, like I said before, we can use, no, look at this, no missing values, discrete missing values. Now, if we have missing value, you can say, okay, missing value should be, you can just put a number minus 88, like I said before. Sorry, then you have sorry. Okay. So then number of years, let's say it's also, this one too is missing. So minus. Okay, so we are done. I think we are done with our table now. So we've done the missing, we've done variable label, we've done and then the scale of measurement. So our table is set. Now let's look at what we have on data view. Okay. Now, can you notice something in data view? Please, are we following? Let me have a chat. If you're following, please, I would like to know. I'm now on the data view, please. Okay, now look at what happened. Look at data view. If you notice, the variable, the columns have changed down. That's carrying the variable labels that we did in the variable view just a while ago. Look at that. We have ID number, the group, age, sex, height, asthma, bronchitis, smoke now, ever smoke, number of cigarettes per day, number of cigarettes. Okay, Mr. Ralph says, what determines the missing number entered? Well, it's nothing really. It's just a code. If peradventure after you've done your survey, in your survey you have people that didn't fill a particular option in your survey, you can code with any number. So it's just based on what you have from your survey. That's what determines. That's the essence of the missing column. Whatever you've done, if you have any missing option in your survey, you can code with a number. So it's not really depending on You can use any code for it. Okay. Any code can be used for that, for the missing number. Mr. Ralph, I hope that's clear to you, sir. Okay, so now we have to input some data into these columns on the data view. Okay, we are done with our variable view. Let's look at inputting some data. Yeah, so let's say we have ID, the first ID number to, let's say it's ID number, let's say we start with 1001. You can have now, you can have any number. Now look at that. Then you have 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Okay, so that's, we're giving them assigning ID. We're assigning ID number to them now. Now group. All right. So done. Now you select the group. Let's say the first person on this group. Now the person says, me, I am exposed to dust. So you look at that. You can see unexposed and exposed. So you just select here exposed to dust. Say, okay, I'm exposed to dust. Okay. Now this group, you can either increase, you can increase the width from here. Whatever you do here happens on the other end too. You can increase it either from here or from here. You can increase the width for you to see properly. Okay, now this person says, let's say unexposed to dust. Then this one says exposed to dust. Exposed to dust. Then this guy says unexposed. Okay, age. So let's say this first guy is 56 years old. Second person is 45. Then this third person is 35. This is 67 years old. Then this guy is much more younger, 30 years old. Then sex. Here, you see, let's say this is male. Say this one too is also male. This is also male. This one male. Of course, you should have more male work in the metal factory. Now, let's say this one is a female. Maybe that's the receptionist. So you should have more male in there than female in the metal factory. Now, their height. Let's say this person is 165 meters. This one is 135. 135. So this person is 145. This one is 168. And then let's say this person is 130. So that's for height. Then here, want to know asthma or not. Asthma or not. Okay, this person says no. Then this one says yes. This one says I don't know. I'm not sure. This one says no. Okay, no. Sorry. Then this one, yes. Now all these things are just I'm just populating the system. You're supposed to have collected a survey, which you are okay. this one now, brunch days. This one says, no, I don't have that. This person also says no. This one says yes, he has. Then this one says I don't know. Then this one is then sorry, Justin. Then this one says yes. Okay, so then we have, please, I hope we are following. Then this one is a smoking status. We want to know if this person currently, if person smokes or not. One says, no, I don't smoke. Why should I smoke when I'm when I work in that factory? Now this one says, okay, yes, yes, no, and yes. Then ever smoked? No. This ex-smoker say I used to smoke, but I've stopped smoking. It says currently I smoke. Currently, and then this person, no, I don't smoke. Number of cigarettes per day. This guy doesn't smoke, so it is no. Say no, I don't smoke. And you can see he doesn't have any health issue. Okay. Ex-smoker says, then I used to smoke, I don't know, maybe per day, maybe 10 sticks per day. Then exposed to, this one says, yes, I still smoke. Let's say maybe this guy does, I don't know, maybe 20 per day. I don't know if that would be too much for somebody to smoke per day. Then this one here is currently smoking to change that. Okay, so 10. This one is no. Let's leave it blank. I'm supposed to change this one to no because she doesn't smoke. Okay, so we don't know, but so that's for that. So populated that, so then you can save your work. Please, I want to know if you're following, please. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we are done with this data view now, populating some of the columns and the rows. So you can save your work. Done. So we have our variable view and data view. So now what we're going to look at on our is, now we're going to go a little bit further into the data analysis proper. There's something we call descriptive statistics. Now let me get back to my notes. Let me get back to my notes quickly so we can. Let me get back to my notes. Okay. Please, can you see my notes now? Let me know if you can see my notes. I'm back to the notes, please. So we are done filling our data. Let me know if you can see my note now. That's what I have here now is descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics. Let me know if you can check your message. Let me know if you can see. Sorry about that. Please. Let me know if you can see the descriptive statistics on my screen now, so I can explain on this one. Please let me know if you can see it. Okay, I believe we can see the statistics now. I can. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So now, descriptive statistics. Now, it is the first step in data analysis. That's the first step in data analysis. That's the first step in data analysis. It is also known as data cleaning. Data cleaning. We're going to be using to do our descriptive statistics is, the first one is frequency analysis. I want to pay close attention at this point, because this is we have so many things to do here. Now, frequency analysis, the first step when checking for data errors, that is frequency analysis. So we're looking at the techniques we use for descriptive statistics. That is the techniques that we use for data cleaning. Okay, so the first one is frequency analysis. The second one is descriptive analysis itself. Then the third one is cross tabulations. And then the last one is plots. Okay, the first one is frequency analysis, which is, it helps us to check for data errors. Then descriptive analysis, cross tabulations, and plots. Okay, so these are the techniques we use, and I'm going to show you how to use these techniques for your analysis. Okay, where am I now? Okay, this is where. So now the first one, let's start with the frequency analysis. The first step, we're checking for data errors. How do you do this? On your SPSS software, you go to analysis, descriptive statistics, frequency, summary. Now, this is a place where we do, for example, we want to find range, we want to find mean, median, maximum, minimum. Okay, some of us that we did mathematics, we should know all these things. Okay, so you can do this in your analysis. You can find range, mean, median, maximum, minimum. All of this is what we use for in data analysis. Okay, so now let's go to our before I go back to my experience, let me show you what we're going to be doing with this. First, we're going to generate, look at our example, we're going to be working on. We'll generate frequencies for exposed group. Those that are exposed to dust, generate frequency for them. 2, we generate statistics for height. We want to know the frequency. We want to know the mean for height. We want to know maximum for height. We want to know the minimum height, that's the lowest height. We want to know the range of the heights that we have amongst the workers. Then the third one is, what proportion had ever suffered from bronchitis, this lung disease. We want to know those that have suffered, the proportion of them. We want to know. We want to know what proportion of the foundry workers are exposed to dust. Okay, so we're going to do this inside our. Let's go to the SPSS so we can do this. Okay, so let's go to. Let me get back to my SPSS software. Sorry. I'm not sure if you were. I hope you were seeing the screen. I just resumed. Sorry. Please, can you see the what to work on, please? Can you see we are on frequency analysis? Please let me know if you can see that, please. Sorry, I didn't even enable the screen share. Please, can you see the frequency analysis? Okay, somebody. Okay, got it. Okay, thank you, Mr. Shegun. Thank you. All right. So now these are the examples we're going to be working on. This example will generate frequency for exposed group. We'll do summary statistics for height. We'll do proportion. We'll check for proportion of those that are suffering from that bronchitis disease. Also look at those exposed to dust. Okay, only. No, the first one is frequency for exposed group. That's for the both groups. But this number 4 is for those exposed to dust only. Okay, so now let me get back to my SPSS. Okay, so I'm back to my SPSS. So now, the first thing is go to, on your SPSS, you go to where you have analyze. Okay. Then, are you following, please? Analyze, then you go to descriptive statistics. Then you come to frequencies. You click on frequencies. Hope you're following. So we want to generate frequencies. So descriptive statistics, and then you click on frequencies. Now, when you click on that, see what you have. You have frequencies, this dialog box. So what we want to generate frequency for in our example is exposed group. So from here, you look for exposed group. Look at exposure group. Now you select exposure group, and then you click on this arrow. This arrow here in the middle, hope you can see this arrow in the middle. When you click on this arrow, it will move this, anyone you selected here, to this side, to the variables. So you click on here, see, it has moved exposure group into this other smaller column. Okay, then once you're done, you just click on OK. Can we see that? Oh, let me show you. Let me, sorry, back. Okay, now this is the output. Please, can you see the frequencies now for exposure group? Can you see it on your screen? This is the frequency for exposure group that's combined, both exposed to dust and unexposed to dust. Please, can you let me know if you can see this? Just give me a message if you can see this, please. If you can see the output. This is the output of SPSS. Okay, you can see the output. Mr. Raf, hope you're seeing the output of the frequency that we just generated from the values that was computed. I hope you can see the output now. So you see, this is, look at, you have statistics. Valid, missing is 0, valid is 5, no missing value. When it comes to everybody filled exposure group. So we have exposed, look at valid, exposed, unexposed to dust, exposed to dust. Look at the frequency, 2, 3, then total. Look at the percentage. Look at valid percent. Look at cumulative percent. You see, so this is the power inside SPSS. So look at, you have this frequency. Now, I hope that is clear. So let's go to the next is, let me go to, now I want to generate summary statistics for height, where we're going to find mean, median, range. Yes, okay, thank you, Mr. Rap. Median, range, etc. So now we want to do that on summary statistics. So how do we do that? Quickly, I'm going to go back to my so now on the SPSS, let me close this one. Okay, so, oh, sorry. I think my screen just went off now. Back. Okay, my screen is back. Sorry, my screen just went off. It's back now. All right, so now we want to do summary statistics. So you still come back to analyze, then you come to that same frequencies. Yep. Now we want to find median, range, minimum, maximum for our item. Now you can reset. Now look at the exposure group. Is that if you reset, you click on reset. Now it wipes out everything from the frequency. So you want to do only for height. So I just did reset to remove exposure group. We've done that. So now let's look at height. Okay, so you click on height, then you move height to the variable section. You click on this, how it comes there. Then you click on statistics. Okay, aha. Now look at here, you see percentile values. Okay, you see quartile, cut points for percentiles. But we're dealing with, we want to deal with central tendency. And then if you look at, you have the dispersion here, we have standard deviation, variance, range, and all of that. So we want to find mean, median. Let's pick some. Less standard deviation, variance, minimum, maximum, range for height. We want to do this for height of our workers. So you click on continue. Okay, then you click on OK. So, wow. Okay, now you can see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me bring it for you. I'm not sure you can. Okay. All right. Now this is what we generate. This is our, look at, this is statistics. Look at, we have variance, range, minimum, maximum. So you see statistics, look at the median. Median is 148.6, mean, median, standard deviation, variance, range, minimum, maximum, sum. All of these is. Then look at the table. The table is still there. So for height, this is for height. All right. So this is how it looks when you do summary statistics and the sum. So that is for that. Now the next one is we're going to do what proportion had ever suffered from bronchitis alone. We want to look at those that are suffering from that lung disease. Okay. So I'm going to also, sorry, my screen is going to come back. Okay. Okay. So now let's get to want to do for suffer those are suffering from this lung disease bronchitis. So we want to generate frequency. So let's come to analyze again. Then you come to descriptive statistics and you click on frequencies. Then look for those are suffering from, look at ever had, now let me reset this. Okay, ever had bronchitis. Then you move it to that side. Then you click on OK. See, this is the proportion of those that are suffering from bronchitis. Look at valid, no, yes, don't know, 2, 1. This is a percentage, then cumulative percentage. Cumulative percent. All right, that's for that. No. Oh, I didn't show you. Sorry, I did not show you for that. Let me come. Sorry, I forgot to share that to you. Get back. ever, let me get back to it. Right, where is it again? Okay, it's still there. Ever had bronchitis. Click on OK. Click on OK. Okay. Okay. Now this is a table. Can you see the table? This is a table for ever had bronchitis. This is a proportion of them. Look at the valid percentage, cumulative percentage, the frequency, and then total and all of that. So sorry. All right, back. So the next one is what proportion of foreign workers are exposed to dust? So we want to just pick only exposed to dust. We want to generate frequency for those category exposed to dust. So now you have to still come to that, analyze, descriptive. I'm going to reset this. So look for exposure group, then statistics. Let's do some, and the standard deviation. Click on continue. And then click on OK. Okay. Let me share the screen for that. All right. Okay, now, so this is for exposed to dust. Yeah. Okay, I think that's even a mistake. It's supposed to be together. So it's just here for exposed to dust. Okay. All right, so I think we are clear with generating frequencies, please. So let's go to descriptives. So this descriptive now is useful for summarizing quantitative data. Quantitative, that's what you use descriptive for. So now we come to, let's look at what we're going to be doing with descriptive analysis. We are still on techniques of descriptive statistics. So now we're going to do this. The current mean exposure to dust per day, then mean number of cigarettes smoked per day. This is what we're going to be doing with, because these ones are quantifiable. Okay, so we're going to look for the current mean exposure to dust per day, the mean number of cigarettes smoked per day. So now, let me go back to SPSS. Okay, new share. All right. So the current mean, the mean of those exposed to dust per day. So we have exposed to dust here. Look at, we want to find the mean of these people. So let's go to, now if you want to get to descriptive, you just come to still that analyze, then you come to descriptive. Look at descriptives here. Now we need, for what do you want to generate mean for exposed to dust per day, and then number of cigarettes smoked per day. Number of cigarettes smoked per day. See it here. Then you click on, you move it to this side, and see, these are the options or the specific options. You see there. Let's add variance to it. Oh no, what we just need is mean, right? It's just the mean. So take out this one. You just mean that you need. Then you click on continue. Then you okay. It's just 3 people. Just number of cigarettes smoked per day is 3. Then you have mean. Let me share that screen now for you to see. Okay, so this is the output. Number of cigarettes smoked per day is 3. Then the valid is 3. Then this is the mean, 13.3333. Okay, so no. Okay, back. Okay, it's back now. Okay, what next? We need to also look at cross tabulations. Now we want to have cross tabulations. Let me share my notes so you can see cross tabulation. So this is another important technique used for frequency and for descriptive statistics for cleaning your data. Okay, so cross tabulations to examine the relationship between 2 categorical variables. A 2-way frequency table can be used. This is called cross tabulation. Now, we want to compare, let's say we want to compare 2 different relationship between categorical variables. Okay, so that is where you need to do cross tabulations. Now, for example, let's say we want to know, let's say find out the current mean exposure to dust. No, not this. Sorry, that's not it. Now, this is, it says examine the relationship between have you ever smoked group and exposed group. So we want to you can compare relationship between have you ever smoked group and exposed group relationship. Because let's say in a factory, people that are maybe you are smoking or you're not smoking, want to now compare it, one's relationship between both of them and exposed to dust group in that same factory. It's just a relationship. How do you do that? So you use cross tabulations to achieve that. Now let me show you how to do it. Now this is the step you have to follow on your, you click on analyze descriptive statistics and then cross tabs. Now let's go to SPSS. Back. So, okay. So I'm back now to SPSS. So now you come to analyze descriptives again. Then you click on look for cross tab. Cross tabs. Yeah. So you click on cross tab, and then we want to look at. You see. So you can see rows, columns here. Comparing. You want to compare categorical variables. Now let's say what's the example now we want to work on? Okay, have you ever smoked group and exposed to group and exposed? So have you ever smoked? Look at this is the first one, exposure group. So you bring it out. Let's start with have you ever smoked? You bring it out. It comes into the rows. Then exposure group down. Can you see? You see, we want to compare. These are the two variables I want to compare. And then you click on, you can click on statistics to maybe add, let's leave this for now. Just click on rows, columns, then you click on OK. Aha. Let me share this screen so you can see. All right. Okay, so can you see the screen now? This is the output of that cross tab I just did. This is it. Can you see it? Look at the output. Case processing summary. Have you ever smoked an exposure group tabulation? So we are comparing it. Look at, have you ever smoked exposure group? You have 500%. Then you come down, look at the table here, count. You see, have you ever smoked? Number 1, exposed to dust, unexposed to dust, exposed to dust, total, ex-smoker, current smoker, 0. You see, comparing, you can compare the two variables. Number of, it says unexposed to dust is 1, exposed to dust is 1, total is 2, ex-smoker is 1, not exposed is 0, total is 1. Then current is 2, and total is 2. Then you have 5 here. So we're able to bring these two tables together. All right. Now you might be wondering, what is the essence? The essence is that we want to know, we want to check, how does this thing affect someone that is smoking or not smoking or currently smoking, and then you compare with exposure to dust. For example, you look at this guy here. We have just one person that is exposed to dust here, and unexposed to dust is 1, and then you have ex-smoker as 1, current smoker as 0, total is 2. On this other side, exposed to dust is 1, current smoker is 2, the total is 3. See, so you have 2 and 3. 2 plus 3, that's 5. So total. So unexposed to dust, total, and then you have ex-smoker and current smoker in them. You have 2, you have 3, the total is 5. It's just to compare, to see the relationship between them. That's all. How they relate. Okay, so hope we are following. Now let's go to no. Okay. Okay, so I'm back to SPSS now. So we have done this one. Now computing. Okay, this is also interesting. Computing a new variable. Okay, so we want to do some calculations. Maybe you want to find, you want to do some division, multiplication, subtraction, or you want to do logarithm, sine, cosine, anything you want to, you can achieve anything mathematical with SPSS. So we want to find, I mentioned FEV test, that's forced expiratory volume. So we want to construct or want to create what is called forced expiratory ratio, which we're going to be dividing forced expiratory volume. Sorry, you're not seeing my notes. Let me share my notes. Sorry, please. Okay, so we are now in computing new variables. Computing a new variable. So we want, like I said, we want to do something. We can do division, multiplication, and so on and so forth, and even do some find some functions like logarithm, etc., and so on, sine, cosine. with using SPSS. So here, we want to do something called forced expiratory ratio. We know our forced expiratory volume measured, forced expiratory volume predicted. Did I create variable for that? Oh, I'm not sure I did that. I'm not sure I did that on my SPSS. I'm not sure I did. Let's get back to the SPSS, please. SPSS. Yeah, you. Okay. Okay. Here, I'm back to the SPSS. So let's create this variable called, so you just come to variable view and want to do something that is FEV predicted. This is numeric. I'm creating new set of variables. I forgot to put it in the table. So then forced X expiratory volume predicted. Okay, now this will be scale, then FEV, or then this one is measure. Just put it as ME as the abbreviation. This is also numeric. This will also be forced expiratory uh, volume measured. Okay. This is also okay, numeric and scale. So this is for, I just remembered this and I forgot to put it inside my table. Okay, so now so we can now fix, let's put values here. Even number of, let's put values here. Let's just put maybe 30, 356, 6, 7, 8. Okay, just populating the very here. Let's for the measurement 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. Okay, so this is for this. Now we want to now find the ratio. When computing a variable, we want to find the ratio between these two. Okay, how do we do that now? You come to analyze, then you go to where is, sorry, no, transform. Sorry, it's transform. Then you compute variable. So compute variable. Aha. Please, I hope we are still following. Now compute variable. Here, look at the function group here, arithmetic, conversion, date, etc. Then look at the numeric expression all over here. You can do that here. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to find a ratio between those two variables. So you can have your own, can create a new variable here called FEV ratio. Okay, it's not there. So FEV ratio, then you click on FEV ratio, then how the formula for FEV ratio, which we'll just assume is we'll now look for our FEV. It's not showing here. Let me get back to, I want to check something here. Wow. Okay. Variable view. FEV. Save. Okay. We'll go back to compute variable. Okay, so you want to FEV ratio. Okay, then this expiratory volume, then divided by first expiratory measure. This is the formula. This is what we want to do. We want to calculate. So we want to divide FEV predicted divided by FEV measure. Then you click on OK. See that. Now let's look at what we have in the data view. Okay, can you see we have, where's our, see, look at the value for ratio. The ratio value 1.66, 1.49. How did we get this value? We just divide this column divided by this to give us FEV ratio. This is just for computation. How you maybe you want to use multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, based on your formula or what you want to do. Now let's now say we want to do logarithm of height or sine of height. You know, we still go back to that compute. Still come to that same compute. Here we come to compute variable, and you just put what you can reset this whole thing to wipe out that one. Then you put logarithm LH8 abbreviated. Then logarithm of height. You click on height. This is height. Then it moves to the numeric expression. No, sorry, that's not. We'll have to come for the function first. Let's look for, where is the function now? On. And look for logarithm. Log. Okay, see logarithm here. It says numeric returns the base E logarithm of the number expression, which must be numeric and greater than 0. Okay, so you come here, so you select it, then you click on this arrow to take it from function and special variables up into here. You see, then you have question mark here, then you insert. You see, in between this bracket, you have to put what you want to, logarithm of whatever you're looking for, the value. So you click on height, then you move it here, and you see that's changed now to height because we're dealing with height, logarithm of height. Then you click on OK. Once you're done, you click on OK. See, compute. Look, you check. Look at. Can you see? Please, are you following? Can you see logarithm of height 5 points? Each of the heights of them. Look at the logarithm here. 5.11, 5.91, 4.98, 5.12, 4.87. And that is for special functions for to do special functions on SPSS. All right. So now let's go to the next thing on my agenda. Let's go to graphics. Graphics where you do bar charts. You have your histogram, etc. So we want to deal with that now. Okay, so bar charts, they are produced for categorical variables. So we're going to be dealing with we're going to be we're going to be using bar charts for categorical variables. Then Instagram, they are produced for interval variables. Okay, e.g. age. So how do we use SPSS for graphics or to do these things? Bar chart, histograms, and co. So let me get back to that. This is what we're going to be doing. We'll produce bar charts for exposed group and also histograms for forced expiratory volume. Okay, so let me let me get back to my SPSS screen again. Share. So now I'm back to my SPSS. So now let's go to, now we come to graphs. Then legacy dialogues. Okay, legacy dialogues. And you click on, the first one is bar. Click on this one. Okay, then you select simple. Once selecting simple, you click on define. Okay, then this comes out. We want to generate bar chart for exposed group. Look at our exposed group here. Then no end of cases, this remains here. Then you click on this one, category axis. Click on it, it comes there. Okay, then you click on OK. Then watch is going to come out. It's processing our graph right now. Okay, let me share the screen for the graph so you can see what we have generated. Now this is the graph. Can you see the graph, please? Okay, please, can you see the graph? Let me know if you can see the graph. So now this is the graph on exposed to dust, exposed to dust. Okay, now this is the graph. Please, can you see the graph right now? See? Okay, yeah, thank you, Mr. Shego. So look at, so you can do absolutely anything data analysis with SPSS. So this is how the graphs look like. You see exposed to dust and unexposed to dust, exposure group and the counts. Now let's do for histogram. Histogram. Let me close this and then let's do for histogram. Okay, I'm back. So for histogram now, I want to do forced expiratory volume for histogram. So click on, you still come to that same graph. Okay, legacy dialogues. Then you come to histogram is down here. Then we want to do for forced expiratory volume. And you shift it to here, variable. Okay. No, I need that. Then now here it says display nominal curve. You click on here, display nominal curve. You want to show a nominal curve, then you click on OK. So it's processing. Wow. Now, can you see? I'm not sure if you can see the graph. Let me share. Now, look at the graph we generated. This is our histogram. This is how it looks like. Okay, now this is it, the histogram. So this forced expiratory volume predicted. This is of course, this histogram is generated because with the variables or the values applied. Rather, look at the mean 419.0 standard deviation 173.543, and then the number of cases 4. All right. So this is how the graph fits inside. There are so many other things you can do with it, with your SPSS. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my SPSS interface. All right. Okay. So I'm back to my SPSS interface. So I think we're going to stop here for today. All right. So this is just SPSS in a nutshell. There are so many other things you can do with on SPSS. So I believe maybe in our next webinar, I'm going to also explain more in details on other things you can do, the other features inside SPSS. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Shegun. I really appreciate. Thank you, Mr. Raphael. So any question, please, or just let me know. Send me a message in the chat option, please. So this is where we're going to stop for today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, AY, for the wonderful insight to SPSS. It's a great exposure,
Right.
and I love the way you broke it down step by step. So going forward from here, I think we can lay our hands on it. But I would like you to share, like Raphael has requested, if you can share the slide or probably the table you created with us so that we can take it further from there on our own personal. And I don't know, where can we download the application from? You can drop the link for us also.
Link, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Thank you
very
so
much.
It's a great value you've added, and we cannot thank you enough for this wonderful privilege. So much appreciated.
All right. Thank you.